Ahoy! Justin from Selkirk Marine out here on beautiful Lake Roosevelt again. I'm going to give you guys a tour of this awesome 300 Offshore. So start you guys right here at the back. We got the Honda 250s on here with a Honda 20 horsepower kicker. They're all tied together, and it does have autopilot for the main. You can run the kicker with the autopilot as well. We've told you about our offshore bracket that is fully chambered, so it's completely separate from the boat. There is a bilge pump in there. There's another bilge pump in here, and then we also have a forward bilge pump. So this boat comes equipped with 3. Just start talking about some of the features this guy opted for. We got dual downriggers. These are the 2106s. This is kind of a neat feature. Burn-wind adapters. So if you want to be able to take these on and off, it's just that quick. Then you can come up here. He went with the Cisco tube holder or rod holder. Up here we have a burn-wind adapter that the guy has a crab pot puller on order. So there'll be a crab pot that just fits right in here. And you can also use this just for a fishing rod holder as well. We have our transom bait tank. So if you can see this. And so it actually has rounded corners. So the water's gonna circulate and keep those fish alive. And it's gonna fill up to a certain point and then start overflowing. So you can leave this thing on all day long if you want to use it for bait, or if you're going to go crabbing and you want to keep those crab alive. It's just a perfect setup for that. It does have 2 drawers for tackle and any kind of little loose ends you want to hold on to. This guy over here, this is our back door that comes to our battery compartment. And this guy opted for 4 batteries. He's gonna do some camping and stuff, so he wanted to have 2 batteries for his house. He also put an inverter inside so he can plug in coffee makers and whatnot. Down here, there's just a lot of the rigging, pumps, washdown, fuel filters, stuff like that. Under this guy right here, there is a big valve. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a big valve under there, and that's the drain for the bait tank. Right here, we have our center tackle station. It has all kinds of storage for all kinds of tackle. These come out, you can fill them up, and then just simply slide them back in there. Right here on the side, there's some spots to put line and stuff like that. This side over here, same thing, just a bunch of big drawers, knife holders on the sides. So plenty of room for storage for all your gear. All of our offshores do have a solid diamond plate, embossed diamond plate deck that's fully welded down with 2 gutters that go down both sides, and they're self-bailing. So any water that comes on board is just going to drain right off the back. Back right here is our gigantic fish hold. And on these offshores, they are really big. So you want to go tuna fishing and stack those fish up, you got plenty of space. So go ahead and fill that bad boy up with some ice in the morning. And this one's actually insulated. And what I mean by that is there's a box within a box. So first box is a little bit bigger, second box goes in, gets completely welded around the top, and then we inject foam all the way around it so it's actually insulated to keep that ice that much longer. There is the gutter system that goes all the way around it, so you won't have any of this water coming off your deck going into your fish and whatnot. Let's talk about some rod holders. We have the beautiful arch that goes all the way across the top, holds plenty. We also have some more rod holders right here. And obviously the Cisco's down the side. So plenty of rod storage on this boat. There's more on the sides with our rod trees. This is our very first offshore. that we put a ski tow hook on. So I really hope I get to go out to Idaho this year and go play on the back of this boat, either on a wakeboard or tube or whatnot, and see if this guy can launch me off a tube. So we do have our second steering station. You have your main controls right here. You have your kicker controls right here, a VHF, your Honda gauge. This is a new one for us too. We haven't installed this on a boat. This is an iTroll system. And so what that does, it's hooked up to the kicker. So you can just slowly adjust the throttle of your kicker so you can just dial in that speed. We do have a 1243 back here on the back deck. We do have our 2 aft lights. On this boat too, you won't be able to see them during the day. But underneath these shelves right here, there's some under gunnel lights. So you can just illuminate just the deck without having these on and still be able to see and do everything you want. This guy also does a lot of fishing over in Ponderay, and they put some planer masts up, and these are planer reels, and they're electric. So you can just stand right here, hit your button, pull them in, reel them out for both sides. So that's kind of a first for us on this boat as well. Down here, there's a little bit of storage, but this right here is the smart pump for the autopilot. So that kind of takes up that space, but there was just a little bit of storage on the bottom. Just a standard on every single boat we do, wash down. Another standard that we do on every single boat is the trim tabs that are down below. You can't see those in the water right now. This guy opted to put a Fusion stereo system in it. We do have 2 speakers back here on the back deck, and 2 speakers and a subwoofer inside. And you turn that bad boy up and this boat will absolutely rock. So I'm gonna take you guys up to the front. Right here, this guy got a cabin roof ladder. So anytime you want to come up here, no big deal. Come up here, get some lounge chairs. Shoot, you could be fishing up here. The ladies could be, lay down a blanket and they could just be hanging out. This guy did something unique too. We put some non-skid down. I don't know if you guys can tell that. This is all non-skid, painted white, so it just blended in and didn't. There is a rib every 12 inches on this thing, and this plate is 125. So if you want to put a life raft up here, a big rack back here to hold crab pots, coolers, whatnot, you can do that. These things are up here. We do have our 2 antennas for both of our VHF. We do have a Garmin radar. Another cool thing this guy did, we got a spotlight with a remote control. So you can move that thing at night. We can be right here and spotlighting that hill for coyotes or something. This guy right here is a FLIR night vision camera. So when you're out cruising at night and you want to be able to see in front of you, or crab pots, or just anything, that guy is going to light those up. So just a couple cool features that this guy opted for that we don't normally see on these boats. So if you guys want your boat set up, the sky's the limit. So let me hop down here to the front. Up here, we have our windlass winch, and both of these are where you're gonna store all your rope and chain and whatnot. So there's plenty of room in there to put chains and anchors and stuff. This guy right over here is our Garmin Puck. So that gives you your GPS location. Then you got the anchor roller. We did do some floodlights up front. We can do 4. Since he has the spotlight, he didn't need the spotlight. Just a flood, not really a spot. All of the railing up here is all anodized, so that is not polished. So that shine's not gonna wear off, and you're not gonna have to spend a bunch of time sitting here polishing your rails. So the rails, the radar arch, all the rails to the back, the rocket launchers, the ladder, the rod holders, all your stern rails, they're all anodized aluminum. So that's kind of a good walkthrough on the outside of this boat. I'm gonna pick this puppy up and go run and do my rest of my break-in, and I'll give you guys a tour of the inside too, because there's a couple a couple neat features in there as well. So super nice, so you can actually walk down the rail without falling in. So glad to have that handle. Another thing real quick, the deck space back here. I didn't really mention that. But there is plenty of room. You could have 6, 7 guys back here and have no problem fishing. Other nice thing about this too is if you're in real rough conditions, you always have something to hold on to. Let's take you guys inside. Welcome back. I shut the door because it's nice and warm in here because we got a diesel heater. Let me show you inside. So start off just on the floor, we got some LPV flooring, and underneath all of these seat boxes, underneath the entire floor, it's a 190 sheet that's completely welded down. So none of your seat boxes are ever going to be moving. They're just going to stay solid. We do have plenty of storage under this seat, under this seat, under this seat, under this seat, a little bit under there, and also under this seat. And it is all carpeted, so if you want to put, you know, a camera in there, you know, you're not going to have it worried about it bouncing around on some aluminum. All of our upholstery is this beautiful gray. It is a high-end upholstery, so it will hold up for a long time. Over here, this table can be lowered, and there's a cushion up front that goes right on top of the table, so it makes it into a full bed. This back seat can be removed for those taller people if you need a little more foot room. We do have a stand-up head in here. One thing to think about when you guys have us build these is all of the windows. We can put curtains in it if you guys want the privacy, but now you have no spots that really block you for vision from, you know, driving to be able to look around back, watching fishing poles, this, that, and the other. So in here on the head, there is a Y valve right there, so you can either pump it into a tank and then hit this little button right here, and that's a macerator pump, and this macerator pump will pump it out the bottom of the boat when you're offshore, or like I said, you can switch the Y valve and just have it hold into the tank. Right on the outside of the gunnel right here above this is where you can pump it out at the dock as well. So these are the little buttons right here that you can clip up those curtains like I was talking about, so you can actually have some privacy if that's something you need. More storage along the tops of both. They are carpeted in there. There is some side shelves that go full length on both sides. Up here into the front, these are kind of a unique seat. So they do swivel all the way around. They do slide backwards and forward. The other cool thing about this is you can stand up and run. So if you don't want to sit down, it's kind of a fun thing just to be able to stand up and run, especially as you're driving. You do have a spot to put your feet up here while you're sitting. This guy opted for 4 heater vents. So you got 2 that kind of point down in there. If you want to move them back here to the cab, you can. So there's 2 up here and there's 2 here. This is your fuel gauge for it, and this is your thermostat. Glove box. Just got, you know, manuals and stuff in it for now. Another not standard feature, he wanted an additional 12-volt plug-in so he can use a spotlight out the window at night, or just charging cell phones, whatnot. We do have that over here at the captain's helm as well, and a USB. And he also put one back here to charge phones and whatnot at the table. So up here, these are your Honda controls. This is a digital control. These things are sweet, super smooth. He went with a Fusion stereo. I'll crank that up here in a minute for you guys. Obviously just all of your normal standard switches, bilges, navigation, wipers, cabin lights. Some of these accessories down here for the bait tank back there. This is for your big fish box to be able to suck out all of the salt water or the blood or ice, anything at the end of the day. There's your wash down and obviously your horn. This right here goes into that too. That is a control for the amp he put in here, because this stereo also has a sub. So we have 2 6-inch speakers up here and a subwoofer. And like I said earlier, we got the 2 speakers back there. He went with 2 1243s. We do have your standard Horizon radio up here. Another cool thing, these are called taco rod holders. So you simply twist this down, stick the butt in that end, and lock it back up. And then this is reversed for that one, and then this one obviously does the same thing. And we got 2 of those on both sides. All of our boats come standard with these Illumitech lights. They are dimmable and red and blue. Hand holds up here. Let's talk about this down here. On these 300s, they have tons of storage. We even put a nice shock in there, hold the door open for you. It's all carpeted down there. On the back side right here is another door, and that goes down to your standpipes, and those standpipes are for the stand-up head. Cuddy cab up front. There is more storage up under here, and on both sides, if you remove these cushions, there are some storage underneath there. So plenty of room for a couple people to sleep. It's all carpeted. There's shelving up there. So it's just nice and comfortable. Let me go back to these seats too, because they are a Shockwave, and they are comfortable. And you can even adjust how firm or soft they are. These ones are pretty firm right now, but you can lessen that with this control right up here. So these seats are nice. All right, so let me tell you about that stereo I missed. I told you I'd turn on for you guys. So it cranks in here. That sub, that makes the difference for sure. So you guys want a banging system in your boat, we can do it. It was a lot of work, but we can do it. So definitely unique. Well, guys, I hope you guys like the tour of this 300 Offshore. Let us know if you guys want us to build you guys one. We're more than glad. And please like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. So until next time, guys, over and out.